Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, a watchdog finds DHS mismanagement of a critical cyber talent program. And the Pentagon CIO is working on a new program to break down disparate IT networks. It's Monday, September 15th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Now let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Department of Homeland Security failed to effectively implement a critical retention incentive program for cyber talent, according to a new report from the agency's Inspector General, which found that federal funds meant for the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency were used incorrectly. In 2015, the agency implemented the Cyber Incentive Program. The goal of that program was to provide extra incentives to employees who might otherwise leave the federal government. The program was designed to help CISA retain mission-critical cyber talent needed to execute its mission and was meant to consider a series of qualifications to guide who received retention benefits. More than $100 million has been spent on the program in recent years. The government hoped to keep in-demand technology experts in government. The watchdog wrote that, quote, CISA's implementation of the program wasted taxpayer funds and invites the risk of attrition of cyber talent, thereby leaving CISA unable to adequately protect the nation from cyber threats, unquote. Instead of being targeted towards valuable talent likely to transition to the private sector, the payments were dispersed generally, with many ineligible employees receiving tens of thousands of dollars in payment. According to the report, 240 employees who didn't hold roles directly related to cybersecurity received payment through the Cyber Incentive Program. And on top of that, the agency's human resources team didn't track who received which payments, exacerbating the problem. And more than 300 people also received erroneous back payments. The investigation was triggered following a hotline complaint sent to the Office of the Inspector General back in 2023. The OIG made 8 recommendations to CISA, which concurred with all of them. Now turning to other news, the Pentagon's Chief Information Officer is undertaking yet another reform of the Defense Department's IT enterprise, this time focusing on streamlining its classified networks to enhance data sharing and interoperability. Katie Arrington, who is performing the duties of the CIO, plans to introduce a new program dubbed Mission Network as a Service, which aims to reduce the number of disparate data fabrics used by combatant commands into a single unified network. Speaking last week at the Billington Cybersecurity Summit in D.C., Arrington said the program will be key to realizing the department's vision for Combined Joint All-Domain Command and Control, or CJADC2. Broadly speaking, CJADC2 seeks to connect the U.S. military's sensors and weapons under a single network, enabling rapid data transfer between warfighting systems and domains. The Pentagon also wants to be able to quickly share relevant information with international partners and allies during conflicts, adding another layer of difficulty to realizing the construct. Mission Network as a Service is the latest program from the Pentagon CIO focused on streamlining the department's IT enterprise as a way to cut back on unnecessary spending. The effort aligns closely with others recently spearheaded by Arrington, including the Software Fast Tracked or SWIFT program and the Risk Management Framework Revamp Initiative. Arrington noted that today, each combatant command often has anywhere up to 20 siloed networks, creating complexity and issues when trying to share data. The Mission Network as a Service program will attempt to collapse those data fabrics used across the combatant commands into a joint secret-level environment built on commercial cloud systems at Impact Level 2. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, as always, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.